Hey guys, SoCal Val here. You are listening to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast.
Go.
Welcome, everybody, to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. I'm your host, Andy Burrows, and this is our Ignite Wrestling Pro Curtain Call 2 review show. Oh, that was easy for me to say. I am, as always, joined by my illustrious co-host, good friend, and Mr. Tag Team Partner himself, Mr. Adam Cousins. Adam, how are you, mate? It's been at least 24 hours since I've seen you. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. It's Monday. The weather's been so fucking changeable.
Oh, dude, man, yeah. I think I've gone through every storm going today. Talking of storms, what a storm Ignite Wrestling kicked off yesterday. We went to Curtain Call 2. Adam, I think we put it in the WhatsApp messages to CJ and Dan in our little group that we're in with them. For me, that's probably up there with one of the shows of the year. And we've been to AEW, we've been to WWE, we've been to Rev Pro, you've been to Progress, I've been to Apex, everything. For me, though, I thought last night's Ignite show was tremendous, mate. What did you think?
Yeah, I think I put it in the group that it was literally the standard that you would expect at a Rev Pro or a Progress show for what they delivered. Because Jesus, they every match on that show, I don't think was below an 8.
No,
I can't put it any lower. I can't put any of the matches below an 8 on that show yesterday, which gives you an inkling of how good it was.
Yeah, no, it kicked off with the Breakout division match.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. Talk about, I didn't know where to look. I didn't know some of these matches. I was chatting to Harrison Leon, who's done a few of these matches before, and I watched him do one at Saki Pro, a kind of similar one a couple of weeks ago. And he was saying to me beforehand, these are either very good or sometimes it's a bit like, oh, that's there and that's there. This for me was tremendous. What a way to kick off a show. We say constantly on this podcast and on this YouTube show, start something off hot. And it's even better when you're there live and the show starts off as hot as that. And I don't mean inside the arena because it was as fucking hot as hell.
Hot in there, wasn't it?
Oh, geez, that was warm. But mate, what did you make of the opening match? What a way to start an event.
It was fantastic, and these matches normally get clustered, and I think that's what I don't like to call it the clusterfuck because it sounds wrong, because it wasn't this match. This is the one thing they did right, was they didn't do too much going on at once. It was a lot of good, it was great. The people they had in that ring, so you had Danny Isit, you had Harrison Leon, you had Josh Spicer, you had Jackson Hart, and you had Adonis Payne. Each individual one has their own way of wrestling, but there's no clashes there. There wasn't like a massive clash of styles either, which can be a problem. Having said that, I'm going to look like a right mug when we get onto another match a bit later on.
No, I think I know where you're going.
Yeah, with that one. It was just a fantastic 5-way match. Skip got it wrong, didn't he? Good old Skip.
Oh, good old Skip. Yeah, I think CJ might have to put him on the naughty step for a while. I think the match was over before the first pinfall. Skip was announcing the winner.
Yeah, he did. And funnily enough, it was Adonis Payne that got the first pinfall. It was Adonis Payne that ended up winning. Although a little bit skeptical of a low blow on Mr. Leon, who he was actually out.
Leon was definitely the fan favorite during that match. Just one word. That's probably about my 5th Ignite show. That's probably the loudest I've heard that venue down there in Bournemouth, Shenley Road. Like you say, me and you travel up and down. We watch all sorts of events. For a little arena, nearly 200 people packed in there last night. Pretty much 200 odd people. But I need a couple of spare seats here and there, but it's pretty much sold out, really. I thought the atmosphere throughout the whole event, sometimes through these events, they can dip and drop. And like CJ's admitted, sometimes you'll have a match that gets the crowd up. And then sometimes but for me, the Ignite, the curtain call, the crowd, for all of it, I think it helped that there was different. There was a few podcasters there. There was people like content creators. There was just generally wrestling fans. I brought some friends. I know you were there with your boy. It was just everyone just seemed to be there for the right reason. There wasn't anyone that's just come there and gone, "Oh, I just want to check out a local wrestling show because I knew Hulk Hogan when I grew up." Everyone there was knowledgeable. Everyone had listened and taking in what CJ and the guys and girls had done throughout the year, and this was the big payoff. This was the go home show for 2023. I thought the atmosphere, mate. I don't know what you thought. Obviously, we were lucky. We were sitting ringside. I thought the atmosphere was incredible. Me and you were next to each other. We were having a great time.
Yeah, we were starting some of the chants even in this one. Yeah, this was great. I mean, I think the one that come close is when Mike won the title, won our title, and originally at Curtain Call was loud, but that was, as CJ's even said, sometimes there's a dip in the start. With this, it was hot from bell to final bell. Well, to final bell, which
final bell. We'll get to that.
Get to and a bit. Yeah, crowd were amazing last. As you said, good mix. It's a family friendly show. Kids were there, adults were there. As you said, we even met some other podcasters there that were talking to us throughout the show, and also some Ignite wrestling fans that have been there since
day one,
Clash, even
since the Clash
Ignite
days. Yeah, some of them have been there since day one. But yeah, great way to start off. Obviously, Payne picking up the win. We'll get onto that. So he can
that win. So you kind of
cash in. He can cash in at any time.
He gets the trophy. He can cash in at any time, any place, anywhere. Enough said for that for now.
Yeah, let's not give too much away. Let's move on to I guess we can call him a friend now. Mark Trew versus Tommy Carl. Let's get on to that match.
Well, it was a friend. And again, more later.
No, yeah, we do. Mark is and Tommy, mate. When we talk about talent, and me and you talk about this all the time on this show, talent in this country that you and I have kind of discovered over the last 18 months.
Yeah,
we've me and you have gone to shows. We've gone together. We've gone separate, and we're texting all day about, oh, did you see that? Or you'll send me this clip, and I'll send you that clip. Watching Mark and Tommy Carl in the ring last night was poetry. I thought it was such a Mark plays the heel character to prefer. I don't really think I ever want to see him turn face because
I've seen him face.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'd like it. I mean, I'm just so used to him being a knob. And I mean that in the nicest possible way, Mark. I actually do love you, mate. Not sure when I saw you upstairs playing with them Pokemon cards, whatever you're doing. But anyway, he was what a match, mate. What an absolute great match. What did you make of Mark Trew versus Tommy Carl? Good to see Tommy come back from an injury earlier on in the year. I know he's been back a while now, but good to see him. He looked at his peak performance last night. I thought great match.
He's getting back there for sure. I mean, obviously, Mark was trying to hit the ankle straight away, and he didn't even let the match start, did he? He was straight out the block.
No, straight out there. He said, poor old Tommy's music didn't even get to finish, and Mark was down the rampway, banging him in the back of the head, mate. And it was interesting.
Yeah, he started working on that ankle as well. He obviously injured Nino as well.
Nino at the Curtain Call. He's not back till back in night. I'm telling you, well, hopefully we see him in January.
He's back in February.
It's February we see him. February 4th, Ignite's back. Next show. So Nino's back. But yeah, Mark has taken out Nino.
Took Nino out, and Tommy saved him at the last show. Well, he didn't save him. Tommy saved him from getting seriously hurt at the last show at Curtain Call. This was like I don't even know. It was like you put that high and say higher up the card. That's not even an insult to where
any match last night. I reckon could have been a main event. I'm not.
Every match was the main event. Mark's obviously been at Rev Pro now as well, so he's got the Rev Pro experience under his belt, going on against the likes of Lycos Jim and the Knight Brothers and people like that. And when you go against that, you also pick up a lot more traits. So to add on to his smarmy, prickish arrogance is now an even better wrestler than it was when we saw him in February or in April or people like that, because he's had that experience. Tommy Carl's been experienced. He's been around the business quite a while, so to get them two together in the ring, and they just put magic on in that second match, absolute magic. Tommy Carl picking up the victory with a tombstone though.
Yeah, great move as well, by the way. But yeah, you are right. What you can tell with these guys is we're very fortunate we get to speak to them at shows, and so like you say, the Rev Pro experience and stuff like that. You can, and I think Mark and Tommy are great, but you can just tell they're in the industry now. If you know what I mean, they are really, really. If you could ring me tomorrow and go, oh, did you hear that Mark or Tommy or any of the guys and girls that we saw last night have been signed up for a development, or AEW or WWE have called them up for a tryout? I'll be like, no, I'm not surprised.
No,
they're that good now. And when you watch them, that's the kind of caliber match you're getting. That's the kind of wrestling that you're watching at Ignite when we go there. We've been there quite a few times now. We hosted Buckle Up. For me, that's the bar now is way. Every time I go to Ignite show now, and like a lot of my friends come last night and they had never been before. And they were like, "Oh, what's it like? We've never been to these independent shows." I'm like, "This will blow your mind." And I was so glad they've all texted me today, going, "Andy, that was incredible." Most of them have all bought tickets already for February,
Yes.
so they're coming back. But yeah, obviously Tommy picking up the win. Really good to see him. Mark wasn't quite done yet for the night, but we will get to that. We will get to that very shortly. Let's talk about what I'm going to put this down as one of my top 5 matches in any promotion throughout the year. We're going to go the Rebellion versus CPF tag team match at Ignite. Haven't seen many tag team matches at Ignite over the years. For me, mate, this was absolutely incredible. The build, they told the perfect story, but the go home of the match went on for about 5-10 minutes. Where they were flying over the top rope, they were flying into the crowd. It was, for me, mate, the Rebellion, and obviously we will get to what happened at the end, but CPF, what a pair of tag teams, mate. What a match. This literally, the building was on fire, mate. It was unbelievable. One of the best tag team matches I've seen in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, this one as well come off straight off the interval, which is always sometimes difficult to because obviously we had the Turnbuckle title match before the interval, and then we had this. To do an interval one, it's always difficult. We had the raffle, which everyone loves. Raffle, which everyone loves at these indie shows. And to come off that and to, again, it's always kind of like piecing the puzzle, isn't it? You start the match, start the show hot. You start off that interval hot as well. This, again, we spoke about Rev Pro and Progress. That was a Progress Rev Pro quality tag match. And I was lucky to see CPF at Rev Pro. But I think it was Mayhew's the other one. There's about 3 or 4 of them. Callum Newman was in it before he went to Japan. It was like Mayhew's also a part of this. I think I saw Mayhew and Danny. It was my first Joe Lando, was the first time I've seen Joe at a CPF. Jesus, I mean, the kids absolutely. I mean, the kids. I mean, going crazy for them. The Rebellion are the most hated tag team probably the most hated tag team I've ever seen in my life. There was obviously that little cut on Jack as well. We got busted. In
some of the kids, what they were shouting out during that match, mate, had me in stitches. You see the little boy with the Arsenal shirt to the right of us.
I didn't want to see him.
Halfway through that, he had an Arsenal shirt. Well, we can't win them all. Halfway through that match, he stood up with his mum and dad, like literally right behind him. He just went, "Kick him in the willy." I was like, oh my God, it was brilliant, mate. But yeah, you are right. The standard of that, again, you could put it on a Rev Pro, Progress, AEW, WWE TV, and we'd be like, that is an absolute banger. You and I have sat here reviewing some AEW and WWE, and you've gone, what a load of crap that was.
Yeah.
You put them kind of matches on that TV, you've got no. I could watch that kind of tag team. We mean you love tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
I could watch that all day long. But yeah, it was good. Obviously, the Rebellion at the end of the match.
Yes.
I don't know. It looks like so Mr. James might be having a little break from the Rebellion ads. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, he threw down the Rebellion armband and said he's done for now. I think, to be quite honest with you, he's got bigger. Well, I say bigger. It's not kind of an insult to Jack, but I think he's got his eyes on gold. And we maybe our Turnbuckle chat might have to watch out, as well as the champion, which we'll get to at some point. For me, Taylor, Taylor had matches with Oku and TK from Sunshine Machine, and again, you're looking at the level that he's at. Taylor James is at the minute. He took Oku to a limit, very, very close not to beat Oku. Buckle up, and I think that may have ignited, no pun intended, his wanting to do singles wrestling. And the loss, and that was Rebellion's first loss. They were undefeated at Ignite. Rebellion never lost as a team.
I've seen them. I've seen them a few times. Apex, they wrestled there. My promotion up the road for me. But yeah, I was like you say, hadn't lost at Ignite. But again, Taylor James, any of these boys. See, again, if you rang me tomorrow and said they've been called up to WWE and AEW, Progress, Rev Pro, I'll be like, they fully deserve it. They fully deserve it. Yeah. Before we get to the 2 title matches, I'm leaving the title matches for the end. Nina Samuels versus our girl Aluna Blue. I mean, incredible. Again, there wasn't one match on this card. Sometimes me and you have attended wrestling, and me and you will look at each other halfway through, and we're like, "Do you want to go and get a beer?"
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're writing our notes of the podcast. Mate, I was so looking forward to doing this review show because this was another one. Nina and Aluna, absolutely. Every time we see our girl Aluna, she's absolutely tearing the house down. Nina was incredible. Again, the crowd absolutely hated her, which was brilliant. It's what she's there to do. Just an incredible match, mate. And Aluna picking up the win.
This was a really big win for Aluna. I mean, this was a step, and again, I'm trying not to be disrespectful to like Sakira, Kimira, and people like that. This was a step up from Aluna. She's taken on somebody that's been there, done it, belt collecting everywhere. Nina was the Nina Samuels show. It was her show. She was being just Nina basically throughout the whole of this. But this was a big win for Aluna, and probably bigger than maybe even she knows. She got the win over Nina Samuels, and that is no mean feat. And again, we're looking around at titles for people that challenge for like the Turnbuckle title and things like that, and we get Luna will be knocking down our door soon. She might want a shot.
She could want a shot at the Turnbuckle title. It just goes to show. I mean, I'm lucky. I speak to Aluna, Ali, speak to her at a few events that we attend to, and she's wrestled over 100 matches this year. Did you know that? Over 100 matches. That girl puts in the absolute graft, and to be in there with Nina Samuels, who is an absolutely incredible talent. And I don't mean it's horrible, just to hang and not even look at a place. And you're just like, if you were there for the first time, you'd never seen either of them wrestle. And I'd said to you, look, this is like a 100-off match. Nina has, like you say, been there, done it, belt collector. This match flowed. It was really good. The outside of the ring work that they'd done. Luna was flying through the middle rope. They were out in the crowd. They got the crowd involved. Absolutely incredible. It's going to be so interesting to see how far 2024 is going to be. I reckon this time next year, Ads, we could be sitting here and we could have certain wrestlers that we've watched that have become friends. I reckon this time in the year, me and you could be going, wow, look where they are now. And I'm talking, wow, as in they're going. They're going. Give up your day jobs. You're going to be a professional wrestler kind of thing.
Let's kind of hope so with some announcements that we might be making later.
Yeah, let's. That would be nice with some of the things we've got coming up, mate. But do you know what I mean? It is one of them. It is. All the talents that before we get onto the title matches at Curtain Call, some of the talent that you and I have seen this year, 2023, since we've started coming to, me and you have got together and gone to UK shows, and we all the time, you like with Oku and Aluna and Corey, got to see G Munney yesterday. Some of these guys, you're like, the pool of talent, we say all the time, the pool of talent in this country, I reckon, is got to be the best in the world. I mean, I can't speak for indie shows in the States. No, I think I've been to 2 in my entire life. From what I see from the indie guys and girls here, putting in the hard yards, like I say to Aluna Ali all the time, like she could be in Wales and she's in Dorset and she's in Milton Keynes and she's in Boreham Wood. These guys are the same. Mike, everyone that we chat to, I go on social media on Twitter and they're just in a different part of it. I was chatting to Tommy about it. I'm like, dude, he's like, if you want to get your name out there, the only way to get your name out there is to get out there. Yeah. And it always amazes me. I'm so taken back by the work Tommy said to me yesterday when I was chatting, he goes, the wrestling is the easy bit. Once you get that and you understand the wrestling, he said, it's all the travel. He said, you could be in Devon on a Saturday, but you might be in Scotland on a Sunday. Yeah. You know, so it's kind of one of them. They put in the yards, mate. And this, I'm telling you, this time next year, mate, me and you, maybe not even this time next year, come the summer, me and you are going to be sitting there going, look who's at Rev Pro, or look who's on AEW TV. Yeah. You know, absolutely incredible, mate. Really good. But let's get to some title matches, Ads. Let's get to our one first. The Hitting the Turnbuckle title. Our boy Smashing Mike versus Will Kroos. Yes. Mate, talk about 2 different contrasts in styles, but what a match. Like Mike always says, he can wrestle any style, anyone. Mike just about kept the Hitting the Turnbuckle title. It was close to it at one point. Me and you look at each other. But what an incredible match, mate. The crowd were really into it. These two put on a hell of a show. And like you said at the start of the show, sometimes when you watch a Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant, it's not meant to work. These matches are meant to be not as good. This was an absolute banger, mate.
Yeah, first things first, big thanks to Will for stepping in.
Huge thanks.
Short notice. Obviously, Ridgeway travel issues, couldn't make it, which was, that was going to be a technical wrestling match with Mike, which is kind of where originally thought I wanted to go. As you said, this match had Hogan Andre vibes. The whole Will Kroos' power versus the charisma of Mike, and Mike trying to knock the big guy down, and every time he tried to knock him down, he was getting knocked down. And Will can move for a big guy. That guy can move like anything.
Yeah.
And he did. As you say, there was a few times during that where that ref's hand was getting very close to the free for Will. But Mike eventually gets the win. It was a roll-up pin on that. And it was all good. And then we got ruined by Mark Trew.
Yeah, little bastard. Yeah. So at the end, Mike picks up the win, and a certain Mark Trew comes down and clobbers in the back of the head, and basically declares that he's coming for our title, mate. He wants to be the hit in the turnbuckle. I think he called us a couple of mugs when he was standing on the turnbuckle mugs. I think was to quote him. So yeah, it looks like a certain Mr. Trew is coming for a smashing Mike. Who knows what's going to
Who knows what happened? He's not going to get him from February. That match is always so that in February it's the returning Nino and Xander Bryan will be going against Mark Trew and a mystery partner.
Yeah, ain't me or you.
We wouldn't be partnering with him. No. I mean, but if he wants to come for the turnbuckle title, he's got. Yeah, listen, he's got.
Get in line, buddy.
Yeah, get in line, but he's got the ability to do so. But we do have the next turnbuckle challenger already. And that's if Mike even makes it to where Mark wants to get the match, because Mike's next match is against somebody who I think probably, I wouldn't say, he's a different cat to Will Kroos in many ways. And then Mike's next opponent is man like Dries in February. I don't know if Forum Wood can hold them two.
No, take my money. The energy alone, the ring walk will be knacking me out, I think, mate. I think it's going to be incredible. Them two in the same ring together, February the 4th at Ignite for the Hit in the Turnbuckle Championship. It's going to be incredible, mate. But yeah, Will and Smashing Mike put on a hell of a show. Mike eventually did slam Will, which was good. He's a strong old boy, as our Mike. But yeah, Mike's gonna do absolutely everything he can. He doesn't do bum weight. You ain't putting him in no bin. Let's get to the main event. Corey Mcrae versus Gene Munney. Corey's had this Ignite title for a hell of a long time. 14 months. Gene had to win, or he could never be seen in Ignite Wrestling again. Obviously, put his title on the line as well. Before we get to the end of the match, what an absolute main event. Sometimes when you go to a wrestling show and you've had banger after banger after banger, the people in the main event backstage must be thinking, oh my God, no pressure. Wow. Did these two deliver? Corey even wrestling injured right near the end of the match. I know I send from me and you and all the Turnbuckle guys and girls, we send him nothing but our best wishes to Corey. Took a little injury at the end of the match. Send nothing but well wishes to him. But the true professional that he was, finishing the match. What a match. Gene Munney picking up the win and momentarily becoming Ignite World Champion. Then we had a cash-in ads. What did you make of it, bro?
We did. First off, it was good. Gene Munney's always been like a comedy character, and it was nice to see a serious side because the stakes were high. So Gene really put on the more wrestling side, more than the damn dirty dog that he portrays. I still can't forget the fact he's got a fucking towel on the back end of his coat.
That wagged. When he got in the ring.
That
must have been happy, yeah.
The match itself was it was great. It was brutal. They didn't even wait for the bell. They were starting straight away. It went here, there, and everywhere. It went on our seats, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we had to move.
We had to move the kids and everyone out of the way.
Pick up our children and just launch them across.
Riley, over there, boy. You're out of the way. That was really good. The whole match was good. Corey is fine. I've spoken to him today. He's okay. He's a bit of a stiff back and a stiff neck. He did collapse at the end of the match, which is pretty bad. We had to escort him. Well, we didn't escort him out, but he was outside being tended to, but he is okay. Thank Christ for that. The end of the match, it was a bit weird. Gene won, and all of a sudden, different music started playing. And I was like, why are they playing different music? And then it took me a couple of seconds to realize that was Adonis's music.
Adonis Payne was coming
Gene
down.
Gene was moving towards the entrance to meet him, and Adonis come through the side door. Ended up behind Gene, smashed him with the breakout trophy, and then hit him with I shout out Claymore. He is the Claymore kick from McIntyre, and picks up the win to now become the Ignite Championship. But we'd always say this, and there's nothing we say. You have to end the show wanting to go or watch the next one.
Yeah.
Boom.
We've already booked our tickets.
We're already there.
Yeah, we're already there. Yeah. We are sitting next to each other. We are there. But to see Adonis Payne pick up the win.
Yes.
I mean, what a tremendous... We talk about talent in this country, mate. There ain't many better than him. I mean, Corey held the belt tremendous. If you look at like Corey, Adonis Payne, like you say, G Money, we mentioned all these guys are on this level. They are. I was watching on YouTube. My hands are up here. I was listening up. They're up here. They are tremendous talent. I couldn't have been. I was disappointed for Gene, but I'm pleased he kind of won because he can come back now.
Yeah.
So he's going to be back at Ignite. But what a tremendous talent Adonis Payne is, mate. I mean, seen him at a few different shows that we've done. Great talent, mate. He is going to be one hell of a champion. I cannot wait to see what Ignite have got planned for him for the future.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who his first title defense is against. But it gives another one. He tweeted out a picture last night with about 7 belts that he's collected this year. He's sipping a beer. He's normally a part of the Odyssey with Artemis, who was actually in attendance.
He was, yeah.
She was
saw him there.
Sitting at the front, the lovely Artemis. She is an empress in her new gear, by the way. She looks really...
I saw something on Twitter. Yeah, I see her there cheering. She was cheering her head off in the front row. I've seen a few things go around on Twitter.
She was, but we've got a few months to find out what's next in store. We know a couple of matches, like I said, have already been announced. It's Trew and a mystery partner against the Bryant brothers and Dries and Mike for our title. The rest is all up in the air at the minute.
It is. Let's just sum up the 2023 year that we've kind of had with Ignite, mate. I think it's only fitting that we kind of pay homage and say thank you to CJ and Dan, CJ's lovely wife, and everyone involved at Ignite Wrestling. I got to know them through our good friend Chris White, who does a lot of work with the Hitting the Turnbuckle. All the good
new member of Team Buckle.
New member, yeah. A lot of the great photography shoots you see when I'm at Apex or when me and Adam are out. Chris does all of that for us. Basically, it's not mine and Adam's skills.
No, Rachel and Chris
are definitely me and Adam. We just do this. This is us. This is what we do. We attend and we do this. Them guys behind the scenes are absolutely incredible. But I feel it only fitting, ads, to just to say thank you, really, wholeheartedly, to Ignite for everything that they've done for us for 2023. I mean, we're lucky to have Buckle Up, which for me and you, we've said this to CJ privately, we've said it publicly, just to get in a wrestling ring and just say a few words and speak to a crowd and walk down a ramp. For us, that meant everything. And we've been very fortunate to go to these companies like Ignite, and they let us get their hours early, and we get to chat to the talent, and some the talent have become friends of ours, and we see them at other shows, and they're like, oh, there's the Turnbuckle lads, and people coming up to us last night purely because of the platform that Ignite have allowed us and let us do on their shows and their platform. So just while we're here, nothing to do with podcasting or nothing. Just I know from me and you, Matt, it's why CJ is going to be listening. Dan, I just want to say such a huge thank you for everything they've done for us in 2023.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every promotion. Every promotion doesn't do that. Lets us in, gives us the insight, lets us create a fucking title as well, which is, everything. Buckle Up was amazing. When we go there, we're not the Turnbuckle, we're Ignite. When we go there,
it's like going home, innit?
We call it home for a reason. These guys have been absolutely amazing to let us in, to give us the platform to do what we do, and just to, you're right. Just can't thank them enough for giving us the opportunity to do what we've done so far. Anyway, in 2020, and obviously we announced yesterday that the Turnbuckle title is now exclusive.
Yes,
to Ignite. It's going nowhere. That is the only place you will see the Hitting the Turnbuckle Championship be defended at forever.
Yeah, it's not going anywhere. Yeah, so we've got some amazing things. I know February the 4th, if anyone would like to come to the next Ignite show, it's on February the 4th. Just we'll put out all the social on our social media, on our Twitter, our Facebook, everywhere. We'll put out where you can get tickets. I had a look today. Wow, they're selling fast. This event, I'm telling you now, this is going to sell out. It's not till February the 4th, but if you want a ticket, get it now. Because this is the buzz and this is the Ignite. I'm pretty much going to go out on a limb and say I'll be very, very shocked if all their shows don't sell out now moving forward, because it is an incredible company, incredible people. We've already talking about doing Buckle Up 2 next year, so stay tuned for that. Myself and Adam and CJ and Dan will be sitting down, and Buckle Up 2 will be coming to you next summer. But until then, Ignite have got so many things coming up, but like I say, the next show is February the 4th. Keep an eye on their YouTube if you want to watch yesterday's event. I know CJ and Dan and all the guys and girls over there will get everything up on their YouTube. So if you wanted to, couldn't make the event, but want to watch what myself and Adam witnessed yesterday with Rachel and Chris and everyone else, then make sure you go and check out Ignite Wrestling Pro's YouTube channel. But yeah, just once again, thanks to Ignite for everything this year. 2023 has been an incredible year for the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast and then Ignite Wrestling. We can't wait for 2024. But myself and Adam are going to be back later this week. We've got Raw reviews. We've got some great interviews coming up this week. And this time next week, everyone, myself, Adam, and Fiona are going to be getting set to sit down with a certain guy that you might have all heard of called Eric Bischoff. Do not miss that. But Ads, it's been a pleasure sitting down and chatting some wrestling with you, mate. I'll probably see you another 1,000 times this week, my man, as we're going to do some Raw, SmackDown. We've got some AEW to cover. We'll be back covering it all. But ladies and gentlemen, go and check us out on social media at HTT Buckle on Twitter. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and also on TikTok. But ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Hitting the Turnbuckle Ignite Wrestling Pro Curtain Call review show. I got it out in the end, but I've been your host, Andy Burrows. That has been the amazing Adam Cousins. Till next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe.